Hi, crafty friends. Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. Today, I'm creating a layout with my first ever Hip Kit Club. So I have the April 2025 Hip Kit, and this kit is called A Touch of Whimsy. The first thing I want to do is I do want to add a little bit of mixed media. So I'm adding a layer of some clear gesso with my fingers here and just rubbing it into the paper. And that's so I can apply some paint and it will easily move around. Now you can also use a paintbrush to apply this, or you can use a brayer, but I think it's just as easy to rub it in with my fingertips. So I'm going to set that aside to dry for a moment, and I went ahead and cut the back of my back layer here. I gutted it. So I did from 2 inches to 10 inch all the way around, and I set my paper at the 2-inch mark in my paper trimmer. And that's so that I can preserve and use that paper that's in the center. And then I have this sheet cut down to 11 by 11. So I do have that 1-inch border all the way around. And I love the way that this looks with this pattern as the background. So I'm using a little bit of liquid tacky glue to just get that tacked down, and now I'm going back around the corners and just making sure that this is good and stuck down. Now, while I'm turning my paper around, I kind of lose track of where I applied that clear gesso. So I think I turned it the wrong way, because when I start painting, you'll see I don't think I have it going the right direction, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. These are the 2 photos that I want to scrapbook today, and this is my boyfriend Dale and I, and we went to IKEA. Have you ever been to IKEA? I love it. And we got all kinds of new items for my craft room. So I got some bookshelves, and I got a desk and drawers, and oh my gosh, so many things, and it was so fun. And so that's a picture of Dale standing with our carts as we're waiting on them to pull the other items from the back that we weren't able to load on our own cart. So I've got my 2 photos matted, and I used the pattern paper. I used the paper that was on the back side of that piece that I gutted. Now I'm using a little bit of Shimmerz Paints, and this is, I believe, called Bamboo Leaf, and it's a spritz. And I sprayed a little bit of water on my paper, and I'm just moving this around. And I think when this green dries, it's just the right color of green that matches this paper perfectly. I'm using my paintbrush here to kind of move the paint around, and it kind of looks like a hot mess here on camera, but I promise when it dries, it's going to look very pretty. And the spritz has a sparkle in it, so it will dry nice and shimmery and sparkly. So now I'm going to take the nozzle of my paintbrush. I usually use the nozzle. I can use the tip of my paintbrush as well. Dip it back into the paint and into some water. And I'm making some small splatters around the layout. Now the majority of this mixed media is going to be covered up from my layout today, but it's in the background and you do see hints of it peeking through. And I just think it adds that something extra to your layout. I love painting. It's just so relaxing and fun. Of course, I don't want to wait. I want to keep creating. So I have my heat tool here, and I just brought it in to dry up my paint, and that way I can make sure everything's nice and dry before I start gluing things down. So let me bring back in my photos, because I do want these right here in the center. And I'm adding a little bit of tape runner. I will go back in with some liquid glue. I find that when I use any kind of mixed media, when I'm gluing things on top of it, I do need that liquid glue. Now off in front of me, which I don't have on camera, is the Hip Kit Club idea pamphlet. And in the Hip Kit pamphlet, there are 1, 2, 3 layouts that they give you a sketch with some inspiration. So in their sketch, they only had 1 3x4 photo, and they had some cute little dogs and things. but I'm using it as just a jumping off point so that I can create my layout. And I love that. This was my first Hip Kit Club, like I said in the intro, and oh my gosh, I am so amazed at how much product is in this kit. Like, I'm completely blown away. And the only thing I wish is I wish I would have joined sooner, because this is just so fun. There's die cuts, there's chipboard, there's stickers, puppy stickers, lots of alpha stickers, there's word titles, 12 by 12 paper. It looks like in my kit there were some 6 by 8 paper. There were some felt clouds. I mean, I just can't believe how much product is in here. So what I'm doing is I'm using that sketch for inspiration. I did cut this little chipboard piece, and I am arranging them around the layout. Now this is just going to be a dry fit before I go in with my glue. And I won't make you watch me glue all of the items down. I just wanted to show a little bit of the arranging here on camera. And like I said, I used their sketch for inspiration, and I changed up some colors and a little bit of the placement and some of the pieces. And then like where I have the house, they had some dogs, and then they only had one 3x4, and I adapted the layout to have my 2 3x4 photos here. And then I'm gonna add a title. Their layout did not have a title, but I like to have a title on my layout. I love these little house pieces. So the reason we were at IKEA was to get some new craft furniture for my new craft room. We just got a new house. And so this was so fun to go in and finally get all the craft furniture pieces that I had been dreaming of. Here's a quick look at the puppy sticker sheet, and it's amazing. So I went ahead and glued all my pieces down, and I did adhere some of the pieces using some craft foam. So the page does have some dimension. This is the cardstock sticker. I'm taking that and just adding a center to the flower. I'm going to add a center to each of the flowers with the cardstock stickers. And then here's a look at those puffy stickers. These are so fun. I love the cute little houses. And then there's these little dots. So I'm going to place those on the inside of the flowers. And I'm going to place another inside sticker here for the inside of that flower. Isn't that cute? And then now one of those little puffy stickers for the center. Again, I'm going to use a pink one up here just to kind of tie all these colors together. And that looks super cute. All right, so I have the gist of the layout. I want to add a few more cute little pieces. And again, the foam or the puffy stickers here with the little houses, they were my favorite in the whole kit. And because we were shopping for stuff for our new house, I thought those were just perfect for this layout. I'm looking through the cardstock stickers again to see if there's any other pieces that I can use on here. And I found a couple hearts. So here's a puffy heart. And then there's some cardstock or chipboard hearts as well. So here is the look at the chipboards. Oh my gosh, look at all these. There's so many things in here, but I want to get these little hearts out if I can reach them. So I've got one little blue heart, and I'm going to add a little pink heart here. And I want to look through these chipboards pieces again and get a couple more of these hearts out. So there's a green, and then maybe I'll pull out an orange. And so let me find this. There's the little yellowish orangey color. And I'm not sure I like that green. I think it's too dark. So let me swap that out for this one that's more of like a citron color. And that looks super pretty. I'm looking here for, there's one more heart. They're kind of hard to get a hold of, but I'm just going to put this one in my stack and sort tray. And I'm going to swap this piece out for that one. Slight little change there. So I do need to come up with a title, and I love these title pieces on here. So I'm going to go ahead and use these puffy stickers and put the word fun onto my layout. And I'm trying to decide, do I want it at the bottom, the top? My inspiration card that came with the Hip Kit Club did not have a title on the page. So I'm kind of going rogue here and I'm on my own. And I love the colors in this. So I'm going to type the word, or push the word fun on here with these puffy foam stickers. And then these alphas are so cool. And you get 2 sheets of the alphas. You get this like salmon color, and then there's also a green color. And I want to use the word IKEA fun. And so I'm gonna go ahead and put IKEA, because that's where we were, and I thought that would be fun. I had the lowercase a, but since all my other letters were in uppercase, I thought, okay, I'll use the uppercase. There we go. And then there is a sticker right here that has the house. So I want to kind of just tie that together. And then there's another one that says memory. So I'm looking for that here on the sticker sheet. And then I went ahead and put love this IKEA fun memory. And I think that's super cute. Off camera, I went ahead and put my journaling on the layout and added a few more puffy stickers, and that completes my first ever Hip Kit Club, and I love it. If you've enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.